I'm gonna show you 3 assistant exercises for the snatch in different and very important positions. Then, if you wish, you can do the classical snatch up until your maximum, if you want to. Usually we do this because I'm always telling guys that it's important to us to fix mistakes which we make working with heavy weights. Mistakes with a heavy weight and mistakes with a light weight are absolutely different things. When working with a light weight, you probably make mistakes because you don't understand something. But with a heavy weight, it happens because your organism, your muscles, your body is not ready to do it correctly. For instance, like I told Mr. Prigonov at that gym last week, if you got this mistake, this one, got it? I'm gonna show you too. This one right. You lift your ass up too fast. You do realize that is a mistake. And your coaches tell you to lift this using your legs more. You can probably do that with light weights, but you will never do that with heavy weights because your legs just aren't ready to pull it off. Your muscles are weak. Thus, to correct this mistake, you gotta do certain exercises and do them correctly. Because everybody, or maybe like 99%, does squats, deadlifts, bench presses, right? But our muscles develop differently. Somebody has strong but slow muscles, somebody has very slow and weak muscles. Or they're just not so strong in certain positions. So you should understand how to do these important exercises right. So squats, why we do them? If you do them like this, and this is the most common mistake, you're just falling down, then use inertia, and then like this. So if you do that, your muscles develop in a certain way. So in order to fix this mistake and other mistakes I'll show you, you have to change your technique a little bit in squats, deadlift, bench press, because powerlifting, bodybuilding, weightlifting, they have much in common and at the same time they differ in some ways. So whenever you lift, you gotta have your toes pointing out, because when you do that, you use your legs more, your ass starts working. When you do deadlift and squats, you train your legs and butt. But when you stand like this, you use only your front muscles, so to speak. Like this, your toes out, you see, more muscles are going into work. You lift better and you balance better. So the first rule today, tomorrow you might change all this. But today you gotta have your toes pointing out. Next, when you lift the bar up to your knees, your shins have to be against the bar all the way. Almost every weightlifter and me, when I trained every day, I used to scratch my shins every time during the lifts. So if anybody has these scratches, it tells me about his technique, and if he has this mistake, that guy does it right, I see. So as the bar goes up, we keep our shins against it, scratch them a little bit. Why it's important? The same story. If you do that, you feel your whole foot. If the bar is like hanging, then the center of gravity is on your toes. Get it? So in order not to miss that moment, always, and especially during your training process, I mean, when you lift heavy weights, you don't think about that. But when you're working with a weight that allows you to think, lift the bar up to your knees slowly, steady, because many people have the same speed at the start of the lift and in the middle. That's not right. When doing the snatch, you've gotta start slowly, and when the bar passes your knees, then you speed it up. This moment you gotta feel. You gotta train it thoroughly. You gotta press your foot into the ground. You've gotta pull it up to the waterline. I call knees the waterline, so below and above your knee. So we do our final acceleration on the moment when the bar passes your knee from this position. And if in this position you find yourself standing on your toes or heels, it's not gonna work. But if you have a solid standing, you use your legs, you bend over, then you're gonna blow it up just fine. The second thing you should pay attention to today is the bar touching shins. The next important position. And one more thing, as the bar reaches the knee level, your shins must make 90-degree angle. Vertical position, in other words. Here are shins, 90-degree angle. Why? Because you're passing the water line. And if your shins like this, then again the center of gravity is on your toes. And if you do like this, you turn your legs off, so shins are 90 degree. Next position is very important. The last one for the first exercise. When the bar passes your knees. Okay, start. Toes are out. Full foot. Here we go. Scratching our shins. Slowly. Slowly. 90 degree. Push the knees out a little bit. And then continue. This is our final position for the first exercise. So what is this position? How do you feel it? If everybody now goes out and runs a marathon like 10 meters, oh, sorry, 10 kilometers. For a weightlifter, 10 meters is a marathon. So we run 10 kilometers, after which we all will be in the same position. You see this position? In this position, our muscles are relaxed. We keep our body in good and natural angles for it. What angles are those? Look, my shins are 90 degrees to the ground, bending over, and my knees are out. In this position, I can rest like forever. I feel comfortable. And in this exact position, raise arms out to your sides. And this is position for the snatch, comfortable. From this position you can both stand up and do your final part of the lifting. Understood? So to feel it, always do this without the bar and then the same with it. This is it. Same one. You can control this process by yourself when training alone. This is our first exercise. Get it? Toes out, touching shins, knees out to make your legs work better, and stand up. That's it. I call it jumping position. Jumping position. Do this 3 times, like touch and go. Slowly from the platform until this point, 10 seconds. Minimum 6-7 seconds and maximum 10 seconds if you're doing good. For boys, 40 kilograms. Well, some boys here maybe do 120, 130 kilograms or 150. I don't know, but anybody looking back in my seminar history, when you've done this 3 times with my help, I will correct you. Your leg's just gonna die. the start. When you're lifting, keeping your chin down, what's happening? You're breaking this whole construction. Your spine goes from your ass, so to speak, all the way up to your head, as well as your muscles. If you keep your chin down, you're relaxing this whole composition, and then you don't use your strong muscles, your back, because the part of it has been already relaxed. So as you keep your head here, the same should be here. I've been waiting for it. Not so scary. Next. Looks easy, right? You feel pain? No, I don't. Well, first 10 years you do. Then there will be a corn and it's gonna be okay. It kinda adds some size. As you saw, the start is the same that we did before. We lift the bar exactly the way we've just practiced. So those guys I didn't see, I will. During this exercise, I'll start from that group of guys. Next, the 3 hits. What do we do them for? If you do like this, the bar goes in the wrong way. In the second pull, we really gotta hit. You gotta do this correctly, then everything is gonna be okay. Here must be 3 hits. The bar has to ring. You hear? When you do this exercise, the bar's gotta ring. Like this. Everybody will learn it. Next. After these hits, you lift the bar down to the position that I call the jumping position, which we just practiced. You stop, check the balance, full foot and other things. And from this point is the most important part. You gotta make this sound again, because many do like this. We hit this intentionally, to let our body know the way it should be done, okay? It's important. After the second pull, a big mistake which a lot of athletes make. They think that after the second pull you have to do shrugs. I don't know how it's called in Russian, but Americans call it shrugs. It's when you do like this. What's happening? The bar goes forward and shoulders back, right? No, it's not. It's like you move in different directions. After the second pull, your elbows are going in to work. Yes, traps work here. You're gonna feel it. The only thing, you shouldn't do like this, but like this. This is your final position. If you do like this, it's a chicken position. Your legs don't work. And in this position we stand hard a few moments, catch the balance. If you did it, that means your legs are straight and hard. It's necessary because we practice the snatch. When we do the second pull in the snatch and go on our toes, our legs are hard, not relaxed. Should be hard. In this position you gotta catch the balance. In order to do that, your elbows shouldn't be this way. They should be like this. Your wrist doesn't work here. Only elbows and traps do. If we draw lines in here, on elbows, so the bar follows the way these lines are going. If you do like this, where's the bar going? Back. And we like accompany it, not grab it. Many may think that we grab it here. We don't. We grab the bar when our wrists are working. Here, we're working only our elbows and traps. We use only these muscles. When we grab the bar, then it's not flying up. You should do that only when you do like this, because in this position they're relaxed. But when you pull your elbows back, wrists going up, you grab the bar, you're starting to pull the bar up, and of course, you slow it down. The next thing why you shouldn't do shrugs, because after the second pull, your bar has to fly up. You do shrugs, you slow it down. Yes, a little bit, but you do. Do this and let it go, understood? Next, while there's not primary camera here. There you are. Guys, a huge mistake that a lot of people make, and Misha Prigonov is the example of it, and why we met. Because I saw him on Instagram. He was doing okay, except for this. It's the move for sex, not for the snatch. Our hip never goes forward in the snatch intentionally. There should be the one line between your shoulders and hip. You're gonna ask me, when we watch videos, you're doing like this. In pictures and videos. You have to understand, we don't do that on purpose. We do it straight up, and that goes as inertia. The same with your toes. Many of you think that you're gonna stand on your toes intentionally. No, you do the second pull using your legs and back. You do the second pull and then the energy makes you stand on your toes. The same as with the car. Once you have broken, you can't stop right away. There's some energy there, as well as with the shot put. If you watch it in slow motion, every time you realize that it happens with a full grip, not by fingers only. And if you continue to watch it in slow motion, you're gonna notice that they use fingers at the end. It doesn't mean they really work with fingers at the last moment, no, it's inertia. The same happens with our toes and torso. We start straight and then goes inertia. Because anyway, the move goes from this point to this. Well, we don't do like this, right? Because our back works a little bit here. Thus, it's natural that we pull back a little. But in your head, you gotta keep a straight stand. So when you do assistant exercises, you gotta think of it. And since these are the assistant exercises, in this position we stand still. Only arms are working. Fix the position, go down, stay a little bit, full foot, arms relaxed. Everything's good. Here we go. Again, the second pull, the ring, and then goes elbows. And in this position, in every set, you should fix it for 3-5 seconds. 3 is minimum. You gotta understand, if you did that and feel comfortable, you did everything right. If you're going forward, what happened? Either you did like this, or after the second pull, your elbows pull back and the wrist forward. Once your wrist has been pulled forward, you go along with it. So 3 times, alright? Oh, I forgot the most important thing. The maximum level is under your chest. Because we're practicing the second pull now. The second pull and after it, our hands are only accompanying the bar that's gonna fly up. So don't hit the bar and let it go up. Right now you should train only this move. Don't mix it up with another. Because some of you can actually start doing the second pull. Practicing this fly. Don't do that. Just up to this point. You're not gonna do it right anyway. Because there's not only legs and back working in the second pull. Traps also work. When we trained this exercise with Misha Prigonov after 10 times, I mean a few sets of 10 reps, His traps just died, and there was only 20 kilograms. Considering that his snatch is 100, that means his hips are ready to work with this weight. Back even more, but the second pull requires accompanying the bar. And if your traps and arms are weak, you lifted the bar up here, but what's next? You can't do much if you're weak at this point. For example, if you get in a fight with Dmitry Klokov, you won't do much. You gotta have some strength as well, right? The same with it. You pull the bar up here, and of course it's gonna move forward a little bit. Because you realize using your legs and back only, you can't lift it up straight. And here, where you will need your traps, your lats and arms, and they should be strong to handle the bar. So now you will just practice this move to understand it. Thanks for watching.